Hello friends, it's me, Shin, and today I'm coming to you from the New York, Las Vegas, where I'm going to Chin Chin for the first time. Super happy to have you along. I'll see you inside. Alright everyone, and here I am seated at Chin Chin, a beautiful restaurant with booth seating as well as large party tables, and a sushi bar as well. Asian-inspired wooden tones and designs, along with some nice accent lighting. Very nice and approachable restaurant. I like it in here. Now, regardless of the vibes, you know it's all about the food for me. So let's take a look at what they're offering here at Chin Chin, starting with the drink menu. Alrighty, so here is your menu at Chin Chin, starting with the bar menu. Let me open this up for you. Looks like we've got a pretty big list of craft cocktails. Feel free to take a pause in the video if you'd like to take a closer look at these drinks. 2 full sides of craft cocktails. Down here we've got bottled water, bottled beer rather, not water. I guess water to some. And then draft beer is down here. And if I flip this over, we've got some sake as well as sake bombs, white wine and red wine. And there is your bar menu at Chin Chin. And that is your drink menu here at Chin Chin. Let me show you what they have to eat next. And here is the food menu at Chin Chin, starting with the shareables. We've got some chili crisp wonton, shrimp toast, wonton stars. That all looks really good. And then we've got some noodle dishes here. Chow fun, that looks really good. We've got rice and soups and salads. That looks great. A famous Chinese chicken salad. Maybe I'll actually try that today. We've got chicken entrees, as well as beef entrees here. Seafood as well. Now this is looking great. And your vegetable dishes here. If you watch the channel, you know I typically always end up getting mabo tofu when I come to a place like this. And some desserts here. And on the back side of the menu, if we take a look, this is all of their sushi options. So you've got both Chinese and Japanese food here. Classic rolls, if you take a look. As well as sushi tacos. It's kind of interesting there. The chef-inspired specialty rolls. And sashimi as well as hand rolls here. And your additional sushi and sashimi here. We've got some beverages. Looks like your bottomless mimosas. Oh, $19 for bottomless mimosas. That's a pretty good deal, I would say. Fountain sodas as well. And then the brunch buffet here is something that you can get Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. and Friday through Sunday from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. And it's an American Western style breakfast, all you can buffet. And there's your menu here at Chin Chin. Pretty good looking options here. A lot of dishes I'm looking forward to trying today, because you know how it goes in my videos. Every restaurant is a buffet if you're willing to pay. So I'm gonna get a nice variety and together we'll see what this place is all about. Appetizers are coming up first. I'll see you in a little bit when they arrive. And welcome back everyone, my appetizers just got here. This is looking really good, let me give you a view. I got their garlic chili crisp wontons as well as their shrimp toast, some barbecue pork spare ribs, and their wonton stars. I'm really looking forward to this, let's give it a try. First up, the wonton stars. This feels ultra crispy in my hands, and I have a beautiful golden brown color to this. It does come with a sauce, but I want to try it straight up first. Let's give it a try. Oh yeah, that's really tasty. A beautiful crispy wonton skin here. A delightful crunch to that. Very fun to bite into. That said, it is quite greasy. I'm finding myself reaching for my napkin pretty often here. I'm a big fan of this filling. You're effectively looking at something like a cream cheese rangoon, but they're using real crab here, and the cream cheese filling is quite good. It's creamy and rich. It has been well seasoned. You get a little bit of bite from the chives, and a nice sweetness from that crab meat. And we'll try dipping it into this sauce here, and give this a shot. Oh yeah, that's good. A nice sweet and sour sauce here. I wouldn't say it's super thick, a little bit on the watery side, but it does coat the wonton very well. The sweet and sour certainly add a nice accent flavor to all the richness coming from this crab rangoon, or excuse me, wonton star. It's certainly not bad, it's a fine appetizer. Next up, shrimp toast. Again, another very crispy appetizer here. Feels great in my hands. However, similar to the wonton stars, a bit greasy on my fingers. Let's see how this is. Okay, that's very good. A beautiful crisp is developed on this toast, while the interior did remain a little bit airy. A lot of really great flavors when it comes to that shrimp topping. You definitely get the sweetness of the shrimp in there, along with the bite from the scallions. That top cream is deep fried, so it is very rich. And you get a little nuttiness from the sesame seed here as well. It's a very savory appetizer. This is good, I like this. We'll try dipping it into the sauce, and we give it a taste. Oh, that's actually really good. A sweet and spicy sauce here. Though I wouldn't emphasize spicy, it's a very approachable heat. A little bit garlicky, but a natural sweetness here coming from apricot. It's really good. It complements the savory and salty nature of that shrimp toast very well, making the bite much more balanced. That's a really good appetizer. I like that a lot. Next up, the chili crisp wontons. Basically, a wonton like this in the chili oil is one of my favorite appetizers. Let's see how it is here at Shin. Yeah, not bad. A lot of really great flavors when it comes to this chili oil. It has a savory spice, incredibly rich, and a bit of a smoky flavor as well. The wonton skin is nice and pliable. It was cooked properly. A good chew to that wonton. The meat filling has a nice spice to it, coming from a lot of ginger. There's some good white pepper flavor in there as well. A well-seasoned meat. Now I'm finding this dish a little bit less satisfying than I usually do because they're using ground chicken here as opposed to ground pork. It's missing a certain richness that makes this particular recipe really pop. It's hard to put my finger on it. If you had never tasted the pork version, I think you would really enjoy this. But because my expectations were a little bit elsewhere, I'm finding myself slightly disappointed. But all of the ingredients are really high quality and it's been executed well. I just kind of wish there was pork in there as opposed to chicken. Okie doke, my friends. Now the last appetizer I'm going in on today is going to be their sticky barbecue ribs. This is a nice hefty pork rib here. Feels very meaty in my hands. Let's give it a shot. That is really good. First off, a very succulent pork meat here. It's tender and juicy and a good meaty quality to it. I love the pork. Absolutely love this Chinese barbecue sauce. Deeply based in hoisin, it has a beautiful umami to it and such a sweet savory flavor. Portions of that sauce have been caramelized on the outside, providing a little bit of a nutty flavor, and such a delicious sauce in combination with a very succulent pork. I'm a huge fan. I really like this one. All right, my friends, now that's going to be all the appetizers I tried today. I'm just going to take a couple more bites and then we'll get the rest to go because we're going to do our first round of food. Don't go anywhere, I'll be right back. And welcome back, everyone. My first round of entrees just got here. This is really great. Let me give you a view. Now I got their Chinese chicken salad as well as their salmon on a beach roll, the tuna tataki sashimi, and a pair of yellowtail tacos. Looking forward to giving all this a try. Let's go in. First up, the tuna tataki. Beautiful pink color to this. Let's give it a try. Oh yeah, that's good. Really great quality tuna here. It has a soft and silky texture, but properly aged. A lot of the sinews have broken down. A nice flavor to that tuna. I certainly like the crunch that comes from the garlic chips here, as well as a little bit of that additional floral flavor, complemented from the bite from the green onion. There's a spicy ponzu sauce applied here, and I think that's where I might have some issue with this recipe. While it does have a little bit of tang and sweetness, unfortunately I do think the sauce is far too spicy. It really overpowers everything else. While you're able to appreciate some of these flavors up front, once the spice takes over, it's really relentless. Kind of a big misstep for me. The more I'm trying this, the more I'm finding that the sauce is really kind of off-putting. Not a big fan of this one. Next up, we're trying the yellowtail taco. I mean, they call it a taco, but it looks more or less like a hand roll that has been closed on the top. but I'm fine with them trying to keep things creative. Let's see how it is. You know what, yeah, that's pretty good. Now, while the nori does have a nice briny flavor, unfortunately, it's not holding up to the weight of this roll or taco at all. It was kind of falling apart in my hands. You would imagine a hand roll or a taco should be able to hold up to its own weight, being that it's supposed to be handheld. So just for being unwieldy, I'm kind of giving it some minus points on my head. The rice here is actually quite nice. A nice bouncy rice here with some good chew to it. A good sushi restaurant has to have good rice. And the one here at Shin is solid. The yellowtail here is pretty good, though definitely more chewy than the tuna tataki. The textures definitely leave a bit to be desired when it comes to this chopped yellowtail. A nice crisp tang coming from that ponzu sauce. While it's not bad, I wouldn't say this is the best hand roll or sushi taco I've ever had. I think it's just okay. Okie doke, next up we're going in on the salmon on a beach. This is their chef-inspired specialty roll. Looks kind of like a shrimp crunch roll with some salmon on top. Let's see how it is. Yeah, that's quite good. I do like the rice here at Shin. Certainly they've got that down. And the rest of the elements here are fine. The tempura inside is nice and crunchy, and you do get a sweetness from that shrimp, which is complemented by the creamy nature of both the avocado as well as the cream cheese. Now personally, I do think the cream cheese is a little bit much here. I think the avocado would have done just fine. But they do both provide a nice creamy richness, something I always enjoy in cut sushi rolls like this. The salmon on top is very good. A nice texture to that salmon, as well as mild flavors are really complementing this roll well. And there's two sauces at work here. One is a smoky eel sauce, providing a bit of a sweet element, as well as a sweet mayonnaise-based sauce on the top, providing an additional layer of richness. I think because the cream sauce, the avocado, and the cream cheese all act as a very rich layer, that's a bit of what I find overpowering here, but otherwise not bad, some good flavors at work. Alrighty, and the last dish to try from this first round of entrees is going to be their Chinese chicken salad. I believe one of my favorite interpretations was at a restaurant no longer around called the Soup Plantation. It was a buffet restaurant, and I thought it was so good. Hopefully it's good. Let's give it a try. You know, unfortunately, I can't say I'm a big fan of that one. I'll start with the positives. All the elements here are very fresh. Nice crisp lettuce, sweet carrots, the diced peppers. All of the produce here is quite fine. The wonton strips are nice and crispy and provide a little bit of a fried nutty flavor. And the rice noodles also provide an additional crunch, although I wouldn't say they're adding too much to the taste. The chicken was tender and juicy, and the green onions provide a little bit of bite on the back end. All of that was fine. Unfortunately, I really don't like the dressing here. Unfortunately, it just tastes like raw ginger to me. While there are notes of sweetness here and there, unfortunately, it's incredibly unbalanced. Ginger is the first flavor you taste from the dressing, and it's the last flavor you taste on the way out with very little in between. Because it's a bit of a pungent spice also, it flares up in the back of your throat and nostrils, and there's not a lot of reprieve from that flavor. This one's really unfortunate. I really wanted to like this one. All right, my friends, now that's all of the sushi and salad I'm trying today. I don't think the sushi's gonna keep too well, so I'm gonna try and finish that off, but then we'll go in our next round of entrees. Don't go anywhere, I'll be right back. And welcome back, everyone. My second round of entrees just got here, and this is looking so good. Let me give you a view. I got their night market noodles with beef, along with their crispy spicy honey chicken, their honey walnut shrimp, bok choy and black mushrooms, as well as some maba tofu. This is looking really good. Let's give it a try. All right, first up, we're going in on their crispy spicy honey chicken. Feels really nice on the chopstick here. Now, it looks really good. Let's give it a try. Yeah, that's pretty good. Very nicely battered chicken. Not only does it have a nice crisp on the outside, you can actually see how much juice here is glistening in the light. The chicken itself is well seasoned, a good flavor there. A good base product when we're talking about just fried chicken. I think the sauce is pretty good. While it does have a natural sweetness and a little bit of acidity coming from the pineapple in here, I think overall the flavors are a bit muted. I would love a little bit more sweetness, a little bit more spice, a little bit more kick. Not that these flavors are bad, but no one particular taste is particularly dominant here. All of the elements seem a little bit muddled, and given the vibrant look of this dish, I was just expecting a lot more. Not a bad fried chicken, but I think I want a little bit more from that sauce. Next up, the honey walnut shrimp. A nice and creamy looking honey walnut shrimp here. Very big shrimp too. Let's give it a try. Yes, very good. I definitely like the preparation of this honey walnut shrimp. Not too many deviations from a standard what you might expect, but all of the elements are executed well, and the ingredients are very good. A nice succulent and plump shrimp with a natural sweetness, very good. Very lightly battered here with a nice fry job. While it provides some crisp, it's not too heavy. The heaviness is actually coming from this rich cream sauce here. Lightened with sugar, a bit of sweetness to that, but truly the best sweetness is coming from these candied walnuts. A nice woodsy and earthy nuttiness coming from those walnuts. In addition to a bit of a crisp, the accent flavor is very nice when it comes to the shrimp. A well-executed walnut shrimp here, I like that one. Next up, we're going in on the night market noodles with beef. A very thick sauce here is coating these beautiful noodles, and a good-looking beef here as well. Let's give it a shot. Oh yeah, that is very tasty. We have an egg noodle here, a little bit more of a bouncy chew to these noodles. A good noodle dish requires good noodles, and the Shin noodles here are fantastic so far. The beef is thinly sliced, very tender. While I wouldn't exactly call it juicy, it's certainly not dried out. And you do get a nice little beefy flavor here. This night market sauce is so good. It's very garlicky and savory up front, with a salty umami in the center, which then leads way to a very nice spice. The flavors of the sauce are actually quite deep, though it is certainly flirting with the line of being too salty. The cilantro in the dish provides a little bit of freshness, and the crunch from the cabbage is a nice texture variant. And depending on your bite, you might have a fair amount of sesame seeds providing additional nuttiness. All in all, a well-balanced and very flavorful dish. A tasty one here, I like this a lot. Next up is a vegetarian dish. This is bok choy and mushrooms. Served in a very thick looking glaze. And I'm a big fan of both bok choy and mushrooms. Let's give this a try. Oh yeah, that's good. Wonderfully steamed bok choy here. While it maintains a little bit of its natural crisp, it's perfectly cooked through, very soft on the bite. A well-prepared bok choy. These mushrooms have a great spongy texture as well as provide a beautiful earthy flavor. I love that the flavor of the mushroom is not lost in this at all. I say that because the sauce here is very flavorful. A bit of a smoky sweet sauce that's very garlicky. It tastes fantastic on these vegetables. A good bok choy and mushroom here, I like that. All right, my friends, now the last bite I'm trying from my meal today is gonna be their mabo tofu. If you've seen me eat at Pan Asian eateries before, you know I'm a huge fan of mabo tofu, and I have it on top of some rice here. Let's give it a try. You know what? I don't like that. Let's start with the good. Well-prepared tofu, a medium firmness level here, able to maintain its form while traveling on a spoon, but still very soft on the bite. I really have no issues with the rice here at Shin Shin. Nice, bouncy, fluffy rice. That's all fine. I don't like this mabo tofu sauce. I don't even know if you can really classify it as a mabo tofu. There's virtually no spice to this. If there is, we're talking black pepper level of spice. It leaves so much to be desired when it comes to a mabo tofu, it's hard to overlook. It is a savory sauce, maybe a bit of a watered down version of what I tasted with the mushrooms and bok choy, but it is a little bit more savory. The savory nature of it isn't bad. It really is just that lack of spice. I want to say the majority of the spice really only comes from ginger here. I'm finding myself pretty disappointed with this one, unfortunately. Not my favorite mabo tofu recipe. I would 100% skip that personally. All right, my friends, now that's all of the food I'm trying today. I am super full, so I think just a couple more bites. I'm gonna box up the rest of this to go, but we will do some dessert next. Don't go anywhere, because sweets are coming up. Welcome back, my friends. Now it's time for some dessert, and it just got here. This is the Okinawa Snow. Super fine shaved ice here, topped with some kind of matcha cream. I am so full, but it's time to activate the dessert stomach and give this a try. Let's see how it is. That is incredible. I am so impressed by dessert, I don't even know where to begin. Now this is a shaved dairy ice, and so while it's ultra thin and very fine, there's a bit of a creamy nature to this. It's so addicting, I can't stop going at this. It's infused with some coconut, providing a bit of sweetness, but a very subdued sweetness. It's not overly sweet. I love that about this dessert. This matcha cream on the top is so good. The perfect balance between bitter and sweet, as well as a soft, creamy texture, very akin to something like a melted marshmallow. It's a match made in heaven, this matcha cream on top of this snow ice. I cannot stop eating this. but a light, beautiful coconut sweetness, complemented by this bittersweet matcha cream. This is really delightful. I'm super blown away. I really like this dessert. All right, my friends, now that's gonna do it for my lunch here at Shin at the New York. My lunch came out to $357 today before tip, although it does look like they comped me my dessert. That was very kind of them. This is my first time eating at Shin, and I gotta tell you, I really enjoyed myself. Those barbecue pork ribs as well as the shrimp toast were really great from the appetizer round, and the night market beef noodles were really good too. I gotta say though, the most memorable dish that I had today was actually the dessert, the Okinawa Snow. Incredibly refreshing and delicious. I'm gonna be remembering this dessert for a long time to come. Now if you're staying here at the New York and you're looking for some good Pan-Asian food, you've got a lot of great options here at Shin. All right, my friends, now that's gonna do it for this Saturday video where I continue my quest to vlog every single restaurant here on the Las Vegas Strip, as well as downtown on Fremont Street. Coming this Tuesday, I'm gonna be returning to a more local spot here in the Valley. Make sure you come back for that one. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great week, and I hope you enjoyed Vegas with me, Shin. Bye.